of the most important things farmers have been interested in over the last few years is understanding which mode of action their herbicide has. So over the last few years, Darren and I have been developing a number of different apps. The mode of action app is one of those.
All right, there's a number of reasons why you want to know this as a farmer, and really even as a landowner, homeowner, whatever it may be. If you've got weeds that you need to control, unfortunately some of those weeds are resistant to some of the different pesticides that are out there on the market today. Well, if you know, hey, I have an ALS resistant weed, like pigweed for example, well, I don't want to use an ALS resistant herbicide. So it's kind of a way for farmers or anybody using these herbicides to double check to see, all right, I have this weed that's resistant to this one. I want to make sure I have a product that's in a different family.
Well, you can look these things up yourself. If you want to look on any pesticide label, it will typically have whatever mode of action that happens to be. In other words, the group. It will be a herbicide group, for example. So you can look that up. But that takes quite a bit of time to do that, and a lot of times you're out in a field, you're busy, so that's why we've got the Ag PhD Mode of Action, or MOA app, that we talk about quite often. I use it myself on our own farm. There are certainly many of the products I realize right away, oh yeah, it's this mode of action, that mode of action. But every once in a while, and especially with some of the newer products, I go, yeah, I don't really remember what mode of action am I in, or have I used enough different modes of action? Am I applying different modes of action, period, on my farm? Those are simple things you can look up using the Ag PhD Mode of Action app.
Well, it's kind of nice too, as you set out a multi-year plan. For example, many farmers where we farm will plant corn on a field one year, and the next year they'll plant soybeans, and then the third year they're back to corn again. So they can look between their corn and soybean rotations. All right, let's just lay out all the products I'm going to use in each of these two crops to try to control water hemp, which is a resistant weed to several chemistries where we farm. And they can lay out, here's all the products I used. Now, am I using the same families every single year? Maybe I need to make some changes there, and you can see some other products that you could use to try to hit that same weed with multiple modes of action.
If this is information that would be helpful to you, we really encourage you to download the free Ag PhD Mode of Action app today. One other thing we encourage you to do is control weeds like our Weed of the Week. Can you identify this week's weed?